Okay, I can see the timer. Yeah, for true.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Let's Chat with Tanya Lightborn. Today, I'm super excited to welcome my guest. She is a super mom. She's a trendsetter. She is a mom in media. She is a lover of all things. And if you follow her on social media at the Bahama Beauty, you will definitely resonate with this interview and what we're about to talk about. What we're about to talk about. So, without further ado, I'd like to welcome my guest, Miss Ashley Whitney.
Hello.
Yay! It's
And the
so
crowd
good to
goes
have you.
wild. Oh!
I know. Round of applause.
I
Round
should
of
have had some
applause.
little audience sound effects on this TV to play.
Correct, because you're a woman in media.
Definitely
This
missed the moment.
this should be lined up, but that's okay because we
Uh,
can make up. We can make up for that in this interview. Thank you for gracing our virtual platform. I know it's been a minute, and I know you pre-mom stage before you even became a mom.
long
And
before.
so I'm so welcome to the club, man. I can officially welcome you to the club.
Child thanks. It's a club.
It's a hood. Ain't no hood like motherhood.
And it is the hood at times.
Correct.
It is the ghetto at times.
Correct. Correct. Yep. How have you been? How's the pandemic, post pandemic treating you? How has motherhood treated you? Um, what was it? I guess we come out the gate hot. What was it like becoming a mom?
I tell you no lie, I still adjusting. I am still adjusting. Like in the first couple of months, like it still didn't settle in.
Yeah.
Like it really took a while to be like, okay, you can't just get up anytime you want to no more, roll out of bed, do what you want to do, or decide not to roll out of bed, just be on your phone, just chilling, just doing whatever you want.
Right.
You gotta get up at this hour when the baby cry, make the baby something to eat. You gotta rock the baby back to sleep.
Mhm.
Sometimes it can take a little longer because he won't go back to sleep. You gotta try get some sleep because he can be back up again in a couple hours and you can still be tired and you know you ain't no morning person. So it took a lot of adjusting. My baby's now what, 19 months? And child, let me tell you, I must say just get adjusted about like 2, 3 weeks ago.
Wow. But that sounds about right. It's definitely not easy. It's
No.
not. And anybody who tells you that, well,
There's
I don't
life.
know.
I don't catch on to them. There's life. I don't catch
What
on.
What's interesting is that your parents, whether you're married or unmarried, they say have a baby, get married, but they don't
Making it
tell
sound
you.
so easy and so glorious, right? Oh, I
Oh,
want grandbaby, this, that, and the next. They fail to tell you, well, hey, this, and this got happen. And it might be like this, and this in the beginning. But you know what?
yeah,
For what not? They just glossed over all of that.
yeah, yeah. And you know too what they do. Like they would obviously, you have to do something. They would take them, but they are super happy to send them back home.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah, yeah. So, but would you trade it for the world?
If you had asked me this go 2, 3 weeks ago, I tell you, yes, give me the tray. Please give me the tray.
Yes.
But as you get used to it and as you grow into it and as you stop really fighting the adjustment,
Mm-hmm.
it gets a little bit easier.
Yeah, yeah.
But
You go
so
with the flow.
you asking me that now, after knowing everything that I know now,
Yeah.
and knowing that I would probably get to this settled point,
Mm-hmm.
no,
Okay.
because
Wonderful.
I don't really see a reason for me to trade it.
Yeah. Would you say you were baptized by fire?
Yes, yes, absolutely. Because let me tell you something. I was never one of those persons that was like, okay, I can get married, I can have a
Mm-hmm.
baby, that's what we can do. Like,
Yeah.
never had none of that in the plan,
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted
Mm-hmm.
to live my life how I
Yeah.
wanted to live my life, and that was that. Like, I wasn't making no noise. But, like I said, after you really start to get in the groove of it,
Mm-hmm.
you start to realize, like, people say, Like even if you have help, it's not that bad.
Mm-hmm.
But you never really ready until you actually in it. Like you could never prepare for something like this. I don't care how mentally prepared you try to make yourself, how much things you
Yeah.
read, how much people you talk to, how
Mm-hmm.
much experience you might have with other people's children and like
Yes.
little baby family. You will never know what it's actually like until you actually in it for yourself.
I'm so glad you said that because a lot of times, like I always joke about saying, like my mom, she never told me. You talk about motherhood, but in general. But to be honest, they can't really explain it until you're in
No.
it. They can't explain it.
Because and also because the experience is so different for so many other people. Like what our parents and grandparents had to go through back then,
Mm-hmm.
we didn't really have to go through all that much,
Yeah.
or probably had to go through it but in a different way.
Mm-hmm.
So they really can't explain to you what it might be like for you. They only can tell you what it was like for them,
Yeah. It's
and through
definitely a
their
different time.
right, and through their perspective of what parenting
Mm-hmm.
was, because things can change. We
Yes.
done we done open to a whole new world of different information and perspectives now, and a lot of things now we thought was good and well and normal back then. We
Mm-hmm.
learning now that those are some things that we have to unlearn. So it's like a totally different world of parenting right now.
Yeah, yeah, I totally agree. I totally agree. So, speaking about parenting, tell us about your prince.
Well, his name is Amari.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, he's about 19 months now. Let me tell you, and that's another thing I had to get used to, counting these months thing. Because let me tell you, from after year one, everything is just you one. All this 13 months, 14 months, 18 months thing, either the child one or the child two.
But you said he's 19 months.
I
So
think, I said, I think so.
you think,
I think so.
well, he's at
But you know
least
what I do
one.
know for sure? He won.
Correct. Correct. Wow. Would you say God has a sense of humor and literally put your personality in his body?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
He actually worse than me.
Oh,
That's the funniest part. He's worse
yeah.
than me.
Wow. Lots
So,
of personality. Pow
and
pow.
too
Ready to
much.
go.
Too much personality and
Wow.
so smart already.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like the things I watch him do,
Hmm.
and the things I observe, the way he acts, like certain things that he does, I'm like, how did you think of this?
Yeah. Wow.
Like, it just blows my mind watching him.
Wow. That's amazing. That's amazing. Um, one of the questions I have amongst my list of questions, I like to be able to just kind of feed off my guest, and see what kind of vibe it is. How would your because I know your mom, how do you think your mom would describe you?
Boy, I know, I have never even asked her that question, or like heard anybody ask her that question.
Hmm.
But she'd probably tell you that I am a very no nonsense person.
Hmm.
And even if I give you a rope, I might give you a long rope. But
Hmm.
once that rope finish and I have my mind made up about something,
Hmm.
nobody else can change my mind. It don't matter
Wow.
what she say. It don't matter what somebody else say. It don't matter what nobody say. Once I make up my mind with something, that is it. Once I put my mind to something, that is it.
Yeah. Wow.
She'll
So
probably also tell you that I'm very loud. I love foolishness.
mhm,
She'll probably also tell you that I thingsy.
mhm.
She'll probably also tell you that I am very hardworking. That if I want something, I am going to work for it.
Yeah, yeah.
She'll probably tell you that I'm a very likable person, very personable. A
Mhm.
lot more, probably a lot more friendlier than her.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure she'd have a lot of good things to say with me. But she really knows how my little mood swings go, so she'll be able to forewarn you accurately. Hey,
Yeah,
you get on this girl bad side. That's really it for you.
that's it. That's
I
Delia.
cannot. She'll basically tell you, I cannot help you. I can try to help you, but it will go nowhere.
That's Delia. That's it.
Basically, yeah.
Wow. So actually, I think a lot of people know your online personality or your
Mm.
social media are familiar with your social media presence. But I don't think a lot of people know that you are a woman in media.
No.
And because we're talking about, or because we're observing like International Women's Month, there was a day, but let's just, you know, we deserve a year, but
I
we
fast.
can,
I was just about to tell you the same
yeah,
thing. We deserve the whole year,
the whole three
365
sixty
days.
five. Correct. We can start small. You know, it's okay. We don't need
We
all the
gotta work our
shine.
way up. We can build
Yeah,
it up.
correct, correct. So we're observing International Women's Month. What is it like being a woman in media, and in particular, behind the scenes, behind people's favorite shows, um, some of the, I guess, the process of what people, the output of what people see on TV, that's produced, because there's a production aspect as well,
Mhm.
which you're a part of. What is it like? What is it like being a woman in media slash production?
For the most part, it's fun.
Mm-hmm.
I really do enjoy it. Like, a lot of people are very open to you and very friendly to you and inviting.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe that's kind of because they have sort of like a backhand agenda. Like, they're so friendly to you because they don't see you as competition, or they don't see you,
Mm,
as on their level. So
okay.
they're a lot more open to you, and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
So they just like, yeah, okay, yeah, she cool or whatever, da da da.
Yeah.
Until they see your work, they see your work ethic, then it's like
Oh,
whole different. Yeah, it's like it takes them aback. It's like, oh,
yeah.
I didn't know you were like this.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's, for the most part, like I say, it's enjoyable.
Mm-hmm.
But it does have its challenges, like almost at anything in
Yeah.
life. Mostly because there are not too many of us, especially when I started, there weren't many.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I would go on a shoot at any given day, at any given time. It'll just be a bunch of male photographers, male videographers, cinematographers, and whatnot. Like,
Yeah.
it was so strange for even a lot of my clients to see a woman pulling up to a shoot.
Wow.
Yeah. So now I think it has gotten a lot better.
Mm-hmm.
I go to shoots now and I see a lot of females working the cameras,
Okay.
and like the heavy duty cameras. Ain't no play
Mm-hmm.
camera, the heavy duty
Yeah.
cameras working
Yeah.
clips. They like directing shoots, and
Oh
doing
wow.
more in, like, things that are in the forefront technically, and not just being a pretty face on the camera, or
Mm-hmm.
writing the scripts, or doing those really major behind the scenes roles. They're coming more to the forefront. They're the camera
Mm-hmm.
operators, they're the editors, and they are some fire editors.
Yeah.
So it
Wow.
has really grown from when I first started. But um yeah, for the most part, it is enjoyable. It is really enjoyable. There's not so much now, let's say, like, discrimination. Like, let's say if I'm dealing with a male client,
Mm-hmm.
if there was another male videographer coming to him quoting a certain price for whatever he wants, he ain't gonna talk them down to another price. He ain't gonna negotiate.
Right.
But with a female, he won't negotiate. So
Mm-hmm.
you'll have times like that, but lately I haven't been experiencing that at all. But
Okay.
I feel like that's in any field.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's more so of a
An
sexist
equality
thing.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah, it's more so of a sexist thing
Mm-hmm.
rather than just in a certain in a certain field. That's in every
Okay.
field. It's just across the board.
Okay. Okay. How did you get into media? Like, what made you decide consciously, like, okay, this is what I wanna do, versus like any other industry? Because you are just, anybody watching, if you go and Google this lady, you would see that she wears many hats. She can do a lot of things. How did you decide to get specifically into media and production?
To be honest, and I always tell people this, and they think like it's so cliche and like a lying, but it came to me. Like, honestly, it came to me.
Wow.
Like,
Wow.
even from when I was small, my dad used to say, "Oh, how much I used to love watching commercials on TV." Like,
Mm-hmm.
I would stop whatever I was doing when a commercial start to play on TV, and I would just stand there and watch all the commercials. And then when it finished, when the TV show come back on, I gone to
Mm-hmm.
do whatever it was I was doing.
Okay.
So I always had I guess, an interest in it
Mm-hmm.
because I was just fascinated with film. I was fascinated with movies. I was fascinated on the different shots that they got
Mm-hmm.
in productions. I was just always fascinated with camera work, specifically music videos back then. Like I always wanted to know how they did what they did because it looked so good.
Yeah. So like the Hype Williams and all these other people.
And Colin Tilley, I used to
Mm-hmm.
love Colin Tilley music videos. That's the guy who like directed like a lot of Chris Brown videos and stuff like that. I
Yes.
used to love them.
Oh
I used to
wow.
love them so much. But and
Yeah.
then when I got into high school, I used to love to take pictures. So
Mm-hmm.
like anything that was happening around school, I'd have my digital camera out and I taking
Oh
pictures and
wow.
I posting it online. So people used to come to me, like come to my page to see what was the latest thing that happened. Because people like see themselves. People
Of
love to be
course.
seen. They
Of
love to see
course.
themselves. So
Yes.
they come into my page because they know they could find themselves a little fire picture of themselves to post as their Facebook profile picture or to share on their
Uh-huh.
wall or something like that. And
Awesome.
then it just evolved from there. I used to start recording stuff that used to happen in school, like certain events and whatever. And then I started recording fights at school.
Say what now?
Man,
So
I
so the fight happening. Let
the
me
fight
just say the
happened, I get with my
disclaimer.
camera.
Let's
Like,
chat with Tanya Lightborn does not promote or
no,
condone
we don't
any
promote no
violence.
violence. We don't promote no violence, but God, I used to be a time.
So and actually this was long time
Ages
ago.
ago.
Long time
Ages
ago.
ago. I was
So
an old girl. This is ages ago.
you this when you used to just throw blowers with your fists. So you would go with your little digital camera
And I rate that crease up in the front of the fight.
in the crowd.
Yeah,
I
what
mean,
you
like,
mean? Front row seats, because this used to be the funny part. Like when people go fight, like they used to come and tell me, like, "Hey, we gonna go fight. I need you to record it," because they want to have proof that they beat you.
wow.
High
Actually,
school was a wild time. High school was a wild time.
anyway, let's digress. I'm just happy when I was in high school, there were no camera phones. Well, you said digital camera, so
Yeah.
technically it wasn't a smartphone, but I'm just happy. I say that all the time. So do
So
my
there's no proof of anything.
no proof.
Anything, any rumor anybody tries start from high school, it has no evidence. It has no
Hearsay.
backing. It has no substance. No nothing.
Hearsay. Hearsay. Wow.
Yeah,
That's
and
so interesting.
then after that, I used to start recording basketball games.
Okay.
So whenever we used to have a home game at school, I recorded, posted on Facebook for people to see.
Okay.
Then when I went to college, that's when it
Mhm.
really started kicking up because I was into Greek life. Obviously,
Okay.
now I'm in a sorority.
Yes. Which
Um,
which sorority is that?
Delta Sigma Theta.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So I used to start recording the probate shows
Okay.
when they used to have it, and then I used to post them on YouTube, and they like used to get a whole lot of views. So people used to be looking forward to that. And because I was planning on getting into like videography and stuff like that,
Mm-hmm.
I always had really good top notch cameras.
Okay.
So the quality, everybody
Cameras.
would be so fascinated with the quality, and
Yeah.
my views just went up. People just love watching it. So I built a brand with that, and then shortly after, I started like venturing into commercials and stuff like that. Doing little small thing like recording group projects as well.
Mm-hmm.
I used to charge I used to charge people to film that group project like whenever they wanted to run out and get an A, they
Yes.
knew to come to me. So it
Well,
would always be like a production.
you had plenty money in your piggy bank in high school.
Yeah, high school and
Yeah.
college.
Your mommy ain't had to worry about you.
No, but I still used to take it though. Don't worry about that. I used to use my coins to go online and buy clothes and buy shoes and and buy makeup.
Okay.
I
Okay.
even forgot that I started doing YouTube too. So I learned a lot. I learned a lot off of
Yeah.
YouTube because YouTube University was popping from back then.
Yes.
So
Oh
I
wow.
actually got into YouTube as well in my last year of high school, going into college. So a lot of things just started coming together.
Yeah, yeah. Would you say now that um uh back, well, compared to when you started in media, that there's a lot more respect for women, or would you say there's a lot more way to go?
There's definitely a whole lot more respect for women in media right now,
Yeah. That's
because women are starting to filter more and more and more into media, into not just like being a news reporter or being a news writer,
mm-hmm.
writing for the newspaper. They are actually dominating the editing scene. They
Okay.
dominating photography. They dominating cinematography. They are doing big things. I think
Wow.
we have made such big strides, locally and internationally,
Mm-hmm.
in the media sector. So people are starting to really give us our props now than back then.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'm really happy to see that, because I don't like to see limitations being put on women. And we already live in a small country, so we are already limited
Yes. Yeah.
because of our geographical location. So I don't like that. I don't subscribe to that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't subscribe to anybody being limited to whatever it is they want to do, whether they're here or abroad, wherever. Whatever you want to do, all you have to
Mm-hmm.
do is create a plan to do it,
Yeah. And then
figure out how you can
execute.
execute your plan, and do it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. No, I like that. I like that. Tell us who or what inspires you.
Hmm. This is a tough question. This really is a tough question. Like,
Well, it's probably more of a who, eh?
I not really, I
No.
really cannot pinpoint inspiration,
Mm-hmm.
because at any given point in time, like let's say just sitting there talking to you could inspire me to do something. Sitting
Yeah.
down talking to some of my coworkers, some of my friends could inspire me to do something. Talking to
Mm-hmm.
my parents could inspire me to do something. Like I draw, I don't limit myself to who I can seek inspiration from, no matter
Yeah.
who the person is and what they do.
Yeah.
Like anybody could awaken something inside of you mentally or physically, emotionally, or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and cause you to create something. That's a part of being a creative. Like you can draw inspiration from anywhere, and sometimes nowhere. Sometimes things literally just come to you. Like
Mm-hmm.
you could be alone in your room, everything dark, everything quiet, and you just thinking, and then something just dawns on you. You have a thought, you have an idea,
Yeah.
and you just bring it to life. So I can't really pinpoint an inspiration,
Yeah.
because I can draw it from anywhere at any given time.
Okay. And I know that's important as a creative. Like you
Hmm.
always, I know that you guys always, and when I say guys, I'm referring to just the creative industry, whether male or female in the industry. You always derive inspiration from different
Correct.
places, things, TV, music videos, like something you're listening to if you're driving down the road. Like
Hmm.
you're always in a state of you need constant stimulation.
Yeah. And you always have to keep your mind open to try new things. You always have to try and surround yourself with people that are constantly pushing themselves and trying to push the
Mhm.
creative barrier, because it's inevitable that at some point you're going to hit a creative rut. You're going to sit there trying to figure out, hey, is this really for me? Do I still really want to do this?
Yeah.
So it's always important to surround yourself with people who
Mhm.
are creative individuals and who always want to keep pushing the envelope and keep learning and keep going and help keep you going as well, who encourage in you and believe in you and believe in your craft, because you can need them,
Mhm.
because there are going to be sometimes when you don't even believe in you no more,
Wow.
when you
Yeah.
feel like the industry is already so saturated
Mhm.
and everything looks the same, and you're going to feel like, what is my point, what is my purpose here? Sometimes you're
Yeah.
going to get discouraged, and you will really need to lean on those people. So that's why it's really important to have like a creative hive, a
Yeah.
good supportive creative hive that you can lean on in those kind of times.
Yeah.
And it's
Because
going to keep
one
you
of
sharp as well.
Mhm. Agreed. Agreed. One of the most important things I've seen, actually, there's a book called Remember Your Why, or Remember Why You Started. But I like to always say remember your why, because if you don't,
You'll
I don't
lose
know.
track really quickly. You'll fall to the wayside, and then next thing you know,
Mhm.
you're doing nothing. You're just sitting in your bed all day, every day, just watching Netflix, and life just passing you by.
or watching people.
That too.
Yeah,
That's a
yeah.
huge problem in this country.
Hmm.
Watching people.
Yeah. Have you ever hit a creative rut? One, I mean a real one, not just, oh, I can just put this down and pick it back up tomorrow because I need to get some inspiration to edit it and figure out what direction I want to go in. But I mean to the point where you're like, I don't think this is for me anymore. Have you ever hit that
Yes.
plateau?
Yes, definitely. And I know,
Mm-hmm.
and you know why you asked me this question, because you know, I was in that during the pandemic, and even after that,
Wow.
I I probably still in kind of that rut right now, and slowly
Mm-hmm.
trying to climb my way back out of that.
Yeah.
Um,
And that's okay.
yeah, and that's totally fine. People
Mm-hmm.
think that if people really believe, what I notice is when people really believe in you and believe in your work, and they know you have talent,
Mm-hmm.
whenever you decide to pick it back up,
Oh
they
yeah.
can be right there.
Right there.
They can be right there waiting on
Yeah.
you.
Ashley, I see you. I see you. Blah 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 blah. You ready? I ready to send you these details for the shoot right now.
Let me tell you, all some of my clients needed to see was me posting some TikTok videos and posting some little Instagram reels, and they just be like, "You back?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
she
you
back.
back?
Oh
You
wow, that's
you want to do this little thing
awesome.
for me?" And I just like I just slowly trying to get back.
Yeah,
I ain't fully back yet.
yeah,
Let's see where this goes.
yeah. That is very interesting. But no, I'm glad to see that you're back. I did miss you. I miss the gold curtain behind you.
Ma,
That's how long. That's how long we've been
them
rocking.
sequin curtain days. Oh my god. That's how
Yes.
y'all know who's a true supporter. If you can remember
Okay.
me from my pink and gold
Oh
sequin
yeah.
curtain days,
Oh
you's
yeah.
a real supporter. You's a real one.
Exactly. So I can pat myself on the back. Thank
Yes,
you.
yes, you do that. Yes.
Good stuff. So let's pivot a little bit. Let's talk a little bit about social media
Hmm.
2023 and influencer marketing. So let's talk about influencer marketing first because a lot of people know you as the Bahama Beauty. That's your handle across
Yes,
all platforms, yes?
yes, it is. Except for
So,
one. Except for one, because the
okay,
Bahama Beauty already taken on TikTok, and I got two
okay,
TikToks. So
okay,
my other handle is all about Ashley 242. That's where I post
okay,
more little personal content, more little like
yes.
shopping content, just everything else but food.
Okay, okay. So see, there's food, there's luxury. What else?
There's dupes.
Oh wow.
There's luxury and luxury adjacent.
Yes.
There's a little bit of stuff because do a little try on haul every now and again. A little bit of lifestyle, a little bit of
Love it.
travel, just a little bit of everything.
I told you all this lady wears so many hats, but what I've learned in this creative industry is you can be a jack of all trades or Jill of all trades and master of none, and
Hmm.
that doesn't make too much sense. So what I've learned is that it makes sense to select 2 to 3 things that you're good at, that you're extremely skilled at, and then just run with those, right?
Hmm.
Or you, and that's on the premise that you work for yourself, you're self-employed, you're creative, you're an entrepreneur, but you can also have your 9 to 5 and
Correct.
your creative side hustle. You just focus on one specific thing that you do really really well and just kind of run with that. Otherwise you would be helter skelter
All over
just
the
trying
place.
to
But
figure out what to do.
another thing that I tell myself is, I'm like, why do you need to be a master of all? Why? Why?
Why you don't?
Why? I don't have to be perfect at every single thing I want to
No,
try
no,
for me to be successful at it. Perfection does
no.
not equal success. You
Correct.
define what is success to you. If I want to try my hand as a lifestyle blogger or whatever other kind of blogger,
Hmm.
a thousand a thousand people watching me might be success to me.
Yeah.
Getting a couple little brand deals might be successful to me because there's
Hmm.
always room for growth. I
Always.
don't have to master it right away. I could try
Yeah.
this, see that I'm, pretty okay at this. I'm not, as long as you ain't really terrible at it,
Yeah.
there's room for growth. You can,
Yeah.
if you want to become a master at it, you can. If you want to
Hmm.
just keep it at okay, this good enough for me,
Yeah.
because let's be real, having your hand in 5, 6, 7 different things, it will drive you crazy. So
Yeah.
you can imagine being perfect at all those things. What you got
Hmm.
when you have time for you?
No. And then you can't pour from an empty cup, especially if you are a mom.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, that doesn't make much sense. But influencer marketing in 2023. How do you feel about the industry, how it's grown, whether how it's grown in the Bahamas,
Mm.
and whether it's worth it for the person who is watching you, who may say, "Oh, you know what? I'd like to get into that." Like, so that's I guess that's a two-part question. How do you feel about influencer marketing, which is the proper name, and what would you tell the average woman or man who's watching who may be interested in getting into it?
I think influencer marketing here has grown so much. I mean, globally, it has grown a lot.
Oh,
But
absolutely.
specifically here, because I could account on my little one hand the amount of influencers we had back
Yeah.
when I first started. And
Mm-hmm.
now there's just, it's blown up a lot.
Yeah.
Especially with the growth of other social media platforms, you get more
Mm-hmm.
and more and more. And I love that because the more of us that have the opportunity, the bigger the opportunities become.
Yeah.
And do I think it's worth it for other people? Yes, absolutely. Yes. Because if it's one thing you can do easily, it's influencer marketing. All you have to do is be trustworthy. All people have to do is believe in what you're selling
Yeah.
and it will sell.
Mhm.
And you can grow your following very easily because word is travel fast right here. One
Correct.
share, one share will have the
Just
power
one.
to do so much. One, just one. One share will have the power to do so much things and open you up to so much different people. And what I also like about it is influencer marketing isn't limited to where you are. I can be
Agreed.
sitting right here and I get a brand deal from a company in California. I get a brand deal from a
Mhm.
company in Japan. I get a brand
Yes.
deal from a company in Africa. And I
Yes.
don't have to be in any of them places. All I have to do
Nope.
is find a couple of minutes or an hour out of my day, out of my weekend, out of my whenever.
Yeah.
Make one little video or make one little post, dress up and go out in the people clothes, do something, and I get paid to do that.
Boom.
And it's very easy. So
Yeah.
anybody that wants to do it, I say go for it.
Yeah.
Just like
Yeah.
I said before, if that's what you want to do, devise a plan on how you can do it. Devise a
Hmm.
plan on how you can sustain it.
Yeah. Because that's
And
important too,
yeah,
as well as building an online presence.
because people love consistency. Once I
Mhm.
realize, once people really like you, they want, of course, they want to see you all the time.
Yeah.
So you can't expect them. You can't get them to like you. Spoil them with consistency, and then you talk what you want. Only post once a week or once every so often. No, because now I have abandonment issues. Because now where you gone? I'm looking
Correct.
for you.
Correct.
Where are you, baby?
Yeah. We
So yeah,
know. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes.
you definitely just plan out how you're going to be consistent, what type of
Hmm.
schedule you're gonna do, and execute it. Go for it. You ain't
So
you ain't gonna ever be successful at something if you never try.
that is correct. You just have to start.
That's all you have to do. Just
You
start
just start.
and be patient because it ain't gonna happen overnight. But some people it's happened for overnight. But always keep in your mind, if I never go viral, would I still want to do this?
Right.
And like you said, remember your why. So figure out
Hmm.
why is it that you want to start influencer marketing. And
Yeah.
once you figure out your why and you
Hmm.
think your why is sustainable, go all in. And
Yeah.
eventually it will happen.
Yeah. I know, or we all know, that imposter syndrome, which is a term kind of thrown around in the last couple of years. We know imposter syndrome is a thing. How are you able to maintain your voice, your person? Like, in other words, how are you able to maintain yourself on being the same person on and offline?
But John, let me tell you, one thing I can't do good is lie.
Yeah.
I can't lie. So the same person I could be on camera is the same person I have to be out there.
Yeah.
And the same person I am out there is the same person I have to be on camera because I can't do the switching up back and I can't do that.
Yeah.
The most I could do for you is come over here speaking proper. That's the only thing I can do for you.
Do you
But
find
go
do
ahead.
you find that people, because they see you online, and they gravitate towards your personality, when they see you in person, what is that like?
I lie. It's still very weird for me in person when people like see when they first of all when they
They like,
recognize me that still is be odd because
yeah.
I just sitting in my head like I sometimes I just forget I used to do TikTok. I used to forget I used to do TikTok. I forget I used to do YouTube, and I forget I used to be posting on Instagram.
Right.
Like I just be like, where does this person know me from?
Yeah. Or
And
they
then
or
they
you
just be
walk
like,
into a place and people are staring at you.
yes, they do
Ah,
that a lot. They do that a lot. They stare and they take a long time to come and talk to you. And then it's like,
yeah.
I'm in my head, I'm just like, it's only me.
It's
It's
only
only me.
I literally said that this morning to a friend. He was like, it's so interesting because he said, oh, somebody sent me this message saying they messaged you to say, hey, where did you get this from? And you answered. And the person was so surprised that I answered that she told a friend of mine. And I said, that's so weird. Like, are social media people known for just not, I mean, are we not supposed to talk back?
I think people just had maybe some bad experiences with other
Mm,
people,
yeah,
and they feel like, that's the way they all are.
yeah,
And but
you
that is
mentioned it.
still always so weird to me because I cannot fathom in my head somebody, having some popularity and being mean or standoffish to people
Yeah,
that haven't done anything to you except for support you.
yeah, or not sharing like that's the one that takes me out. I'm like, so you asked a question or you made a comment or yeah, so you ask a question and you ask a question and get an answer, even if it's like a day or two or three later, even if it's a week later,
Mhm.
and they just decide not to answer, like they blue tick you, like they
Like
just don't.
I just don't get that. But
No.
every time people see me and recognize me, and like some people have even like they've gotten really excited when they see me,
Oh,
and I'm just sitting there like,
it's just me.
for me,
Ah, yeah,
I will never ever 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 get used to that
it
feeling.
is interesting. It's an interesting dynamic. So I don't know. That's a thing. That's always fun though. I like meeting people.
Yeah, I always appreciate that because
Yeah,
it's like you never really could see you the way other people see you.
correct. And
So
you
even
sometimes
when you
want this.
try,
Mhm.
even when you try to see yourself the way other people see you, it's like it still just cannot compare
Yeah,
to the way you witness them react about you.
yeah. I always want to step outside of myself and like watch. You know what I mean? You want to step outside of your body and kind of see what it might be like. So, you know, I guess it's just a thing. So, I we talked about influencer marketing and how it's grown and how to get into it and remembering your why. How would you say social media is influencing like well, millennials, because that's us and that's me. Would you consider yourself a part of Gen Z?
No,
No,
not at
you're a
all.
millennial.
Yeah.
Oh, you're like, I'm part of that
No, no,
generation.
no, 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 no. We can't do that. I can't be a
What?
part of that crowd. I'm sorry, I
Oh
can't.
wow.
We are vastly different. I just cannot.
Yeah, yeah. How would you say that social media has influenced? I mean, Gen Z, they're still learning. They're still. I want to
It's
say
still
they
growing.
kind of watch us as well. But how would you say social media is influencing millennials specifically?
Oh boy. It's like
Yeah,
kind of a double-edged sword
yeah, I think so as well.
because social media is not meant to be taken deeper than the surface, to be
Yeah.
honest. I view social media as entertainment.
Mhm.
But a lot of people takes social media very seriously. And that can be very detrimental because a lot of people only post the good parts about their life. They're not posting like a balanced view of their
Yeah.
life or the life around them or what life is. Like they're posting from their bubble. So it's not like if you follow this person, you follow that person, you are only getting one perspective.
Mhm.
Especially if like those people are connected or like they're in
Yeah.
the same industry, you're most likely only getting like one perspective
Mhm.
of the world.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's not like, how do I explain this?
I think it's I it is,
It's
I
not
believe.
like too many people live in a bubble on social media, and they're posting their bubble.
Yeah,
So me just consuming all these little bubbles kind of puts you in a bubble, because now, because you think that this subset of people think this way, it kind of skews your view a little bit, because now you think, oh, this is what the world is like, when it's
yeah.
not. It's just a small sample size of people within the world.
Hmm. Hmm.
So I feel like Gen Z is a little bit easily influenced by social
Yeah.
media.
Hmm.
Um, I feel like, but it's not even really specific to Gen Z. I just feel like a lot of people who have now immersed themselves in social media, all of us just need to sometimes just take a break
Yeah. Yeah.
and re-engage with the real world,
Hmm.
re-engage in non-entertainment
Hmm.
um, information,
Yeah.
non-entertainment television,
Being
like,
present.
let's still reserve a space for learning and growth, because you're
Hmm.
not meant to work all day.
Hmm.
You gotta come home, cook, or come home, clean, or come home, finish work, or come home and deal with your children. And by the time you don't finish all that, you're tired.
Yeah.
You log on to social media to decompress, and then the next thing you know, you're stuck in that same regimen, that same
Yeah.
routine every day.
Yeah.
So how are you mentally growing? How are you spiritually growing? How are you emotionally growing? You know? So yeah, it's not just Gen Z, the influence it has on Gen Z, it has an influence on all of us, whether we like it or not.
Yeah. Do you find that people have, I know with you, what you see is what you get, but do you find people have bought into your online presence? And so for that reason, it, like, the feedback can be a little disjointed. And when
Sometimes,
I say that, sometimes, yeah.
sometimes, because it depends on which social media platform they are coming from.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of people are shocked about my real self who come from YouTube. So my
Ah,
supporters from YouTube
yeah.
react differently to my real personality and meeting me in person for real than
Ah,
my supporters from TikTok, or my
wow.
supporters from Instagram, or my supporters from Twitter.
So TikTok is more comedy.
TikTok is me. TikTok is me. That's as much as
Okay.
my personality as you can get. TikTok and Twitter.
Yeah.
That's as much as my personality as you can get,
Okay.
for real.
Okay.
YouTube is more refined,
Okay.
because
And
I talk to people on my YouTube like talking to the world. So
because I was just gonna say, because it is the world, right?
yeah.
And
So
then
I try to
Instagram is
refine
more,
a little bit more so people could understand and they could connect better.
and then Instagram is more
Instagram is like,
like a mix,
yeah, it's like half me and half you still want to be a little bit professional, because you trying to use this as your platform a little bit.
right? Yeah.
YouTube is just strictly business. Like, I try to
Okay.
keep it strictly professional to,
Yeah.
appeal to brands and stuff like that. Especially when I come in from a time where brands basically wanted you to be perfect
Mm-hmm.
in order to like collab with you and do things with you and whatnot.
Yeah.
TikTok, TikTok, I love TikTok, because you could be your absolute. I could come on TikTok and I could be in my silk cap, I could be in my duster, and
Wow.
I could just lay down there, post a video and talk, and I don't feel no type of way about it. I could
Right.
never do that on YouTube ever.
Wow. You know what I love? I love that you basically said to the person who wants to get into social media, or the person who is already here, regardless of the platform that they're on, and you basically just said, listen, there are, I don't know, 4 or 5 major platforms. Here's how you speak on each of them, because each of them requires a different voice.
Yeah,
Because I think people just come, they sign up for YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and they think everything, you
it's the
can be the
same.
same person straight across the board. I mean, you are who you are. However, each of them requires a different voice, and if you're going to master them, then
You
you're
have
going to
to
have to
learn how to tailor
learn,
yourself to each
you know
platform.
yeah. So, note to self and to those watching this interview, if you want to learn how to master all of those platforms, follow Ashley on all of those platforms. So, tell us, before we wrap up, I have one more question for you. tell us where to find you, or give us your handles on all of those platforms. That's Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and Twitter.
So everything, very easy. Everything is at the Bahama Beauty.
Mm-hmm.
Everything. My second TikTok is all about Ashley242.
Okay. Okay. Perfect. I love that. Now, my last question is, if you could have dinner with any four women in the world,
What the?
who would it be and why?
A whole four? That's a big bill.
A whole four? Don't worry about the bills. Don't worry about the bills. Somebody got
Um,
that.
well, Rihanna, straight off the bat. Definitely Rihanna.
Bad gal Riri.
You know that. That's my girl. I don't even need three more people because she is all I need, really and truly. She is all I need. I
She's
don't need
about
nobody
four
else at that table.
personalities
Just
in one.
me and her, and that's the perfect time.
Yeah. That's it? Just Rihanna?
Yeah, that's all I need.
Okay. Okay. So she is four personalities and you are another four. So
Right.
technically
So
that's eight.
we got a full table. We have a full party. Big birthday party of 8.
Oh my goodness. Ashley, thank you so much for gracing us on this virtual platform. I'm super happy. I'm so glad you've joined the Moms Club. Ain't no hood like motherhood. Super
Yeah, so I'm gonna
excited.
drop him off by you.
Uh, That'll be actually, you know what? We will welcome him because the two girls, 15 and 4, that'll be the little brother they never had.
Oh wow.
Because that's as far as that's shop clothes and yeah, shop clothes.
You saying that until he pull
No,
on
no,
the whole
no, no,
shelf right
no,
behind you.
no, no, shop clothes. Mm-mm. We ain't even having that discussion. Riley is 4. She is enough. We good. We good. But thank you for gracing us with your presence. I am so happy that we were able to have this quick chat. And I wish you well in everything, all your endeavors, everything that you continue to do online. Love your online presence, and just by the responses that you get, I everybody loves your online presence. So
Aww.
yeah,
No, no,
continue
baby,
doing
cry, girl.
great
You know, a
things.
cry, baby girl. Look, we gotta cry, girl. That's emotional, girl.
And that's okay. But continue doing great things. We love to see it. And we will see you guys on the next episode of Let's Chat with Tonya Lightborn. See you soon.